Hello, I'm Atindra Chaturvedi. In this video, we will look at managing host profiles in a vSphere 6.5 deployment. We will look at implementing and managing host profiles in the vCenter Server version 6.5 interface. So back into the vSphere web client, logged into a vCenter Server appliance version 6.5, we're going to take a look at host profiles. Host profiles, as you know, are the parameters with which the host has been configured, and it is a way of being able to extract a profile from a host. If you have a standard configuration set up on a host, you can extract the profile from that, and then you can apply that profile to other hosts. What this ensures is that your configurations, and of course with ESXi 6.5 and even earlier, there are so many different options. It's the only way of making sure that you have a consistent configuration for your servers. So I'm going to extract a profile from a host, and this host is being managed by the vCenter server we are logged into. Again, this is everything is version 6.5. So we'll just call it packtpub this profile. I will click next and finish, and it's going to go through the process of creating the host profile, as you can see from the recent tasks. And that packtpub host profile has now been created. So in this version 6.5, there are some really interesting capabilities here, much more advanced. So of course, one can, with the plus sign, extract a profile from a host, which is what we did. We can import a host profile as well. We can duplicate host profiles. We can copy settings from the host. We can copy settings to host profiles, host profile compliance, so we can run compliance checks, and we can attach or detach host profiles to clusters. Usually we do to clusters, not to hosts. But look at the actions. There's an edit settings. So we look at edit settings for this one. We click on next. You can see that the mechanism for editing a host profile and the graphical user interface is really much nicer than what we've had before. So here we have them grouped into advanced configuration settings, general system settings, networking, security services, storage configuration, and so on. So I am going to deselect these so we don't see those, and we will basically also undo this here like this. Okay. So we're going to go to advanced configuration settings, advanced options. So we can click on some of these. syslog global logdir, syslog global log host for specifying logs or logging servers to be more exact. We look at configuration files. So we have the VM tools configuration files, and we have the VMware etc VMware config. Really don't touch these most of the time. We look at direct path IO configuration. Here we are. So ignore PCI passive settings and so on. And there's a whole bunch of other, the whole host profile log configuration, host file configuration, power system. So the point is that it's much easier now to extract a host profile and then to be able to apply specific key changes to that host profile. And we will see that this can be used to set up the auto deploy caching capabilities of the auto deploy modes. So you can set up stateless caching or stateful install, and we'll do that in the next video. We will now create another host profile. In fact, we'll copy the packtpub profile and duplicate it. I click there. I specify the name, packtpub host profile 2, and I click on next. Finish, and we should have a second profile. There we are. We have the second host profile. Now what can be done is, if I take this host profile and I copy settings, I can select. So I select, say, networking settings from that host profile, and I target that. The new one we created, of course, it'll be the same since we copied it, but the point is that we have now the ability to take selectively settings from different host profiles and copy them to target host profiles. So when I click next, okay, target reuse settings, all of these are there, networking configuration, and I click finish, and it's going through the process of doing that. And so the settings have been copied over to host profile 2. Of course, this is extremely useful. Another aspect is, if you look at the actions, you can export a host profile. So we're trying to export the packed pub hosts. Admin passwords are not exported. That's okay. And then have the ability to export it to a file of type .vpf. I guess it's a virtual profile or something like that. Anyway, .vpf, and then I can save it. And so if I save this as a profile, and I save that, then of course I have the ability to bring it back in. When I click actions, there's no way to import it, so this is not there. However, it is up here, import host profile. And so the profile location I can browse to. File name is profile. Here we go. That's the one we just used. We select that. Let's call it host profile 3. And from there we can import it. If I go to recent tasks, the host profile that we exported in this task is now being imported, and here it is back again. So some nice capabilities now in the host profiles section here. I especially like the one where you can extract settings and very granularly select settings from different hosts, and then create a new host profile from that by targeting those host profiles. So how do you set the source host source profile? So basically the current profiles are being extracted from this server. Okay, so that's what that is. If I go here, if I just select that and I click on that, it'll say the same thing, that the current profile settings are extracted from that same server, because obviously the host profile is currently attached to that. So this way we can have different host profiles extracted from different hosts, selectively copy settings from hosts. A very, very sophisticated graphical user interface, and one that I like very much, and I think you will find that very useful as well. Having looked at image profiles and host profiles in the previous videos, it's now time to look at managing auto-deploy caching modes in vSphere 6.5 and how they are actually managed. I look forward to seeing you there.